Hey, it's me, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Hey, check out my new tag team, baby, Monty and the Pharaoh.
Hey, Jimmy, don't forget to tell them about Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast.
Well, you know what, I would, but you already did it.
It's Monty and the Pharaoh.
The Monty and Pharaoh Show.
Monty and Pharaoh, bro.
Monty and the Pharaoh. The Monty and the Pharaoh.
You've got the future Hall of Famer, that rocker, Marty Jannetty, MJ in the house, and I'm sitting here with two more future Hall of Famers, Monty and the Pharaoh. We're doing that stuff and we gonna rock it.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
It's Monty and the Pharaoh.
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 And Monty and the Pharaoh. Oh, is it Monty and the Pharaoh?
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Hey, cut music. When you want the best in professional wrestling, Long Island, there's only one place you're going to get it, right here.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Now, that's not just the coolest, and that's not just the best. That, my friends, is just incredible.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Duh.
I'm having a wonderful time with Monty and the Pharaoh, and I'm going to put him in the crossface again, and he's going to go down right now. Yeah.
Hey! Nikita Koloff, the Russian Nightmare! And you're watching the #1 show on Long Island with Monty and the Pharaoh.
Well, I used to think I was in shape. So much for me. I'll see you later.
Look at this.
Wait a minute.
What? What?
I can't get down.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, filmed out of Indie Music TV here out of Ronkonkoma, Long Island. Bob, I was recently on the phone with William Murdoch. He's an author of a couple of pro wrestling books, really good writer. And we got into conversation about Harley Race. Ooh. And he told me that Harley told him the strongest man he's ever wrestled was you.
Nice.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
My question to you was, and he couldn't answer this for me, so you had those unification bouts when you wrestled the NWA champion.
Yeah.
Were you ever worried that Flair or Race would go into business for themselves and try to take that WWE title for you? Because you remember, you're competing organizations. Did you ever think they were going to try to do that type of situation?
Are you talking about Ric Flair?
More Harley Race, right? I don't think Flair really could do anything against
Harley
you.
Race, for some reason, he really liked me. He helped me some stuff in the ring. I had a match up in upstate in the AWA with him, and he was teaching me how to create a match in an hour. And you learn a lot every time you do that. But he was really behind my door as far as wanting me to be getting over. And he had a belt in St. Louis, and he wouldn't drop it to anybody but me.
Wow.
And that's pretty nice of him to do that. I was young then, but he said, I want to drop it to this guy.
Wow.
And that's in the book too.
That is. How about Flair?
Ric Flair, I was going to wrestle him down for a championship match, and there's something happened that went wrong with the promoters, because they had so many promoters. They had to make a decision what they wanted to do and then what the finish was going to be, and they were kind of arguing with Vince McMahon Sr. and they kind of treated me different than normal. And I called up Vince Sr. and I just telling him that, geez, I'm here. I said, nobody's talking, nobody's there. And he said, well, they're all talking about what to do, and they got these people, all these promoters that are calling in and trying to figure out, trying to maybe get the belt on Ric Flair, and I said, well, why don't you tell them to try it, and I'll just do what I want to do in it. And a few hours later, Ric Flair come in and said, "Don't hurt me."
There you go.
That's right.
There you go.
And then we went on, and then they made us do a kind of thing where he won the match, and I didn't lose the title.
Back in those days, this was junior high school for us. His favorite was Magnificent Morocco.
Yeah.
My favorite was Greg Valentine. Guess where you come in? Oh, no. Here he comes. He's going to beat my guy.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about the night of my, I think it's the 14th birthday. Greg Valentine, who you fall on top of.
Yeah, I remember the match.
And the referee counts, and Valentine pops up, and he tells the referee, I won, and he walks out with the belt. Any memories of that particular night what went on behind the scenes? And what was it like working with Greg Valentine? Because for a whole week, I almost thought my guy had won the belt. So much for me.
Well, he was a great wrestler. He'd been in the business for a long time, and his father was in the business.
Johnny.
And his father was had some really great things to do. He could get more heat. They figured and the people really hated him, and that's a good thing. It's for him. It's not a bad thing. But Greg Valentine developed into a good wrestler too. Like, he had the figure 4 leg lock for his ending, and we go an hour match. In the last 30 seconds, he'd have the hold with your legs. He had it on me, and the bell would ring, and they all thought I lost. But you know what? The time went out. And now we got to come back and do it again.
Was he one of the first guys you went 60 minutes with?
No, Harley Race.
Harley?
Ric Flair. I went, let's see, Don Morocco.
Okay.
Jesus, everybody.
We were at your Texas death match with Morocco at the Garden. Absolutely. That's how far back it goes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a lot of, Don Morocco, I had 14-hour matches with him. And they kept telling, Vince Seniors kept saying, he said, well, I'm waiting till you get it right.
That's funny.
Yeah, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Still waiting till you get it right, cha-ching. How about the list of guys you went through during our high school years? It was ridiculous. Adonis, Morocco, Ventura, Playboy Buddy Rose, Mosca. Can I say Killer Khan?
Can I
throw in Killer
Why not?
Khan was in there.
I mean, this list is unbelievable, but the greatest one I that for me just stays in my mind was the storytelling with you and Jimmy Snuka, that cage match. Can you fill us in on that? What a moment.
Well, he was a little shaky when he's in the ring.
Oy.
But we were in the cage, and he climbed up the cage, and then there was another something over the cage, so he climbed up the top of that, and I was down on the floor of the mat, and he jumped down and tried to land on me, and I moved out of the match. I moved out of the way because I wasn't going to let him hit me, because he was off balance most of the time. And I dove out of the ring, and I kept the belt.
Well, there's a moment. Talk about storytelling.
Oh.
I think he comes off, you could correct me, comes off that top rope, maybe with like a cocoa butt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he decides, hey, he's not just going to do the Superfly splash on you. He's going to the top of the cage.
Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah.
But you do the pop-up. You see he's going up, so then you act like you're out unconscious, and then when he jumps, you move out of the way.
Yeah.
Was that your idea? Is that your writing right there?
Yeah, I let him think that he was going to get me. Yeah.
That is one. I was there live.
Yeah.
And that was one of the most. Talk about telling a story in a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
That simple move, incredible.
By the way, I know it sounds. I don't even know how this sounds. Is that something you guys can even practice before you have it happen?
No, there's no.
Oh my God!
No, you don't do that.
So that was a one take. Hello.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm amazed at that.
And you know, when he started going up there, I acted like I was going to grab him, and then he just turned out and laid down on the floor.
Yeah. That's great.
Boy.
They had me in the car one night, and they started smoking marijuana, and I rolled my window down, and they rolled it back up, And a couple minutes later, I said, "Stop the car. I want to get out. I don't want to be in your car."
Right.
And they wouldn't stop. And you all know the ones that were in the car.
Yeah.
The click guys. They wanted to be in a click all together so they could get power.
Right.
And I knew all about that. And I didn't do that. I walked away. They went in the bar, and I walked home from there. It was in Georgia.
Wow.
And I was, and there was one of the guys that I had a lot of respect for because what he did in amateur wrestling, but I lost that respect after seeing him do marijuana, and after him wanting me to do it with them. They wanted to be in their push so they could put pressure on somebody if they want to leave, and everybody would leave with him. The people that were smoking.
Did these partying guys ever make you feel isolated afterwards, or try to bully you in the locker room? Oh, this guy's a square. Did you have to deal with any of that nonsense?
There was nothing said. No word was said about that.
There you go.
And that was in the book.
There you go. He'd put him in a chicken wing anyway.
Without a doubt.
That would be the end of that.
Was it your choice or Vince's to put it on the Iron Sheik?
That was theirs. I don't get involved with the angling of what's going on in the ring or what's happening in the ring.
So you didn't feel strongly one way or the other as to how your title change was going to go about?
What we were going to do, no.
Fair enough.
No.
Fair enough.
Let Vince Sr. pick the time, and he picks the guys, and I just go in there and have the matches and try to protect the match and the champion.
How did you feel about Iron Sheik take? Because I got, just as a fan, watching you all those years, your entire reign, I watched you beat Morocco. I watched you beat Valentine. I watched you beat Mosca, Khan, Stan Hansen.
Yes.
I watched you beat all these guys.
Sabisco, Slaughter.
And then you lose to the Iron Sheik. And as a fan, I was confused. I'm like, he's not as good as Stan Hansen. He's not as good. What a nerd I am anyway.
Well,
but how did you feel about the Iron Sheik?
The Iron Sheik was an animal. The Iron Sheik was an animal.
Obviously, in real life, obviously.
He was in a country and worked in that country. He was a Shah's bodyguard. And he had a person that he was his roommate, and they found him dead. He came to Minnesota because he was a wrestler. He was in the Olympics in Mexico. I like somebody that knows how to wrestle.
There we go. That we've heard.
Yes.
But he ended up coming to Minneapolis, and he helped Vern Gagne train people. And so I knew him before he came out here, or out down into the WWF. And I knew how he was, and I knew he knew how to wrestle. And I think a wrestler should have the opportunity to get a belt, and I didn't mind him getting it.
Okay.
So, Bob, one of the great interviews, again, is when you lose the title to the Iron Sheik.
Oh, man.
Lord Alfred Hayes is interviewing you.
That was great.
The emotion that you show, I have to ask, was that true emotion? Here you are, 5-year champion, people loved you, and it's got to hurt when they're taking the title from you. Was that legitimate emotion, or was that purely acting?
You know what? When I speak, it doesn't come from here. It doesn't come from over there.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from over there. I don't make things up, but it comes from here.
There you go.
I say what my heart wants to say. That's my tool. And you can say, this guy's almost crazy. But I don't care.
Oh.
I'm doing my job, and I'm trying to do it the best I can. And I want to be for those people out there, not the ones inside the club.
Wow.
I love what I'm doing. I did anyway. And the Sheik, I knew he was a great wrestler. And I respected him. And you know what? He says some bad things about some people once in a while in interviews. But he's never said a bad thing about me.
Who could say a bad thing about you,
The
Bob?
Bob Backlund.
To be honest with you, who could say a bad thing about you?
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm just saying, he takes advantage of some words with some people.
Understood.
If he doesn't like them. But he appreciated what we did in the ring.
Bob, you represented to me, and obviously historically it's been proven to be true anyway, you were the last of the great, when it was sports first and entertainment second, in my mind, because it's pretty much right after you're champion, we have WrestleMania, here comes Hulkamania. How did you feel about Hulk Hogan when you first got the news that Hogan was going to be champion? Did this bother you? Was Hogan what you don't think of when you think of a professional wrestler? I'm curious as to how you felt about that.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about somebody that that knows how to wrestle, and it's a good thing to have that experience. But I don't mad him. I didn't try to beat him up or anything like that. But Vince McMahon says the words, and I do the job.
Did you feel it was the wrong direction, or did you see that Hogan must have something?
I just knew it was going to happen.
Right.
And that's the way the business is.
Right.
That's what the business does.
Sure.
So we're trying to tell a story that will draw people in to the arenas, and come and follow you and do that and that. Yeah.
So, Bob, you explained earlier, right, that they wanted to turn heel, dye your hair black, and, your daughter was growing up and you didn't want to cause any issues. Is there any regret in maybe you could have did that program because maybe you would have been part of WrestleMania 1, that game changer? Is there any regret from Bob Backlund at all?
No, I never got, they didn't want me.
How did your wife and daughter handle your schedule, and were they super supportive? Like, how did that work?
It was a long road, and my wife was in North Dakota, and I was in down in Texas, and that's where I met her. And I used to call her on a certain day and talk, and she got her dream job right after college, and she was working there. And I called her up on my fourth time that I called her. She said, "I quit my job." I said, "You quit your job? That's the job you love." And she said to me, "I gotta be with you. I love you." And she drove her car from North Dakota State University, stopped in Princeton, Minnesota to save my parents, and then came to live with me.
Are you watching wrestling presently?
We don't have a TV.
Okay.
Wow, I thought I was the only one. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. That's cool. How come?
We don't want one.
Nice. Boy, he keeps it simple. I don't want one either.
What's your diet and exercise like?
Diet? I eat meat. I get meat from a farmer that it's all, there's no drugs in it, anything. And I have potatoes with it. I steam it, and I have potatoes with it, and certain other things I put in there, some broccoli and some onions and things like that. And that's pretty much my diet.
Do you get those things from the farmer too? Because I'm picturing you not even going to the supermarket. You just go to the farmer.
No, I go to the farm.
Wow.
He's
got a farmer.
So, Bob, you used to do those steps all the time. And
the Harvard step test is what they call it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that anymore, could you?
I could.
Come on, stop it. No way. No way.
Yeah.
Show me something. Can you, look, with all due respect, you're in great shape. How old are you right now, sir?
71.
71, in great shape. There's no way you can do any kind of test of strength.
What about that wheel? You roll the wheel
That's
out.
right, yeah. You still do that too?
I used to do 400 reps a day with that wheel.
What can you do now?
And I used to do the step test for an hour.
Can you?
But you think I'm lazy?
Yeah, a little bit. Sure, when you get older, everybody gets lazy.
You think I've lost all my strength?
To be honest, Bob, yeah, I think so.
Will you do what I do if I do something?
Oh, now you.
Sure, why not?
Don't say that.
What are you going to do, just walk? I could walk.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hey, don't bring them over here by me. I'll mind my own business over here.
Oh, jeez.
All right, what is going on here?
Yeah, I'm going to do it here.
What are you going to do?
Okay.
Oh, no.
Go here and here.
What? What? What the?
Look at that. Holy cow.
You're going to do this next, right, Mike?
No. Oh my God.
What? He's wiggling his toes! Oh, no. No wonder Valentine lost.
Holy cow.
Dude, this is ridiculous. Well, I used to think I was in shape. So much for me. I'll see you later.
Look at this.
Wait a minute!
What? What?
I can't get down!
What do you mean?
Yeah, what about that?
Yeah, baby. Oh my God.
Bob, what is your greatest favorite moment in professional wrestling? Do you have a match that just you always think about? What is your favorite moment in your entire career? Do you have one?
That's pretty hard to, I have a lot of favorite, like when Greg Valentine, when he had me in the figure 4 leg lock and I was about to, and the bell rings, that's kind of it was a strange moment. And then when he walked out with the belt one night, that was a strange moment.
That was unbelievable.
But,
you see, he's mentioning my guy.
He is.
My guy.
He is.
There we go. Thank you.
No, I don't have any problems with anything that went on in the ring, and I mostly find that everybody was trying to do it the best they could and entertain the people.
All right, I'm going to hit
you to be entertained. You want you to be happy.
Yes.
We want you to be, hey, I had a good time tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And whether it's business or work or not, you just enjoy my entertainment.
We were fortunate enough to see you at Madison Square Garden. We were fortunate enough to see you at the Comac Arena. Wherever we saw
at
you.
the Nassau Coliseum. Any memories of the Nassau Coliseum?
Yeah.
Those were great days.
All right, Bob, I'm
Great
going to give you
matches.
Monty's final question.
Oh.
The Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers. Who is Bob Backlund's Mount Rushmore
Gotta pick 4.
of professional
You're not
wrestlers?
the first one we've done this to. You got to pick 4. Who is Bob Backlund's Mount
I'm
Rushmore?
trying to pick out 4 wrestlers that were the best.
The best.
That you would put on Mount Rushmore if you could. That you feel epitomize professional wrestling. These are the 4. Who
I
would?
think Don Morocco
Nice.
would deserve some special thing
Nice.
because of what he does. We had our matches that were fantastic.
He was magnificent.
Yes. And then even George Steele.
Wow, that's
nice.
great.
Nice.
What a guy, and what a character, and he gets the people some way or another throughout the match.
Okay, we got 2. Does my buddy Greg get on this thing,
You
or?
know, and I like Ken Patera.
Wow, great.
I liked him because he was always about the match.
Right.
And he helped me. He had my first match with me on my first match in the WWF.
Wow.
And it was down in New Jersey. And he really did some things where he could have just made me look bad, but he did things to make the match look good. And I grew, and my level of like with the fans went up because of what he did for me in the ring.
Okay.
And then, we had another match, and it was a little better than the one we had before. And then the people get more behind you, and that's what a babyface has to have.
Oh, we got Morocco, Patera, Steele, and Valentine.
I'm going to help you with one.
Yeah,
Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno. Oh my God.
I wasn't here that much, so I didn't really.
Right.
I knew his name, I knew who he was.
Right.
But I wasn't around watching his matches all the time.
Right.
And going to Madison Square
Right.
Garden.
So Valentine is on there. So there. Just before we go, once again, Bob, thank you so much. We have been wanting you on for years. We always hoped that this moment would come, and we are not disappointed in the least. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
And Bob, to be honest with you, we always said at the beginning when we started this journey and we progressed as people started to enjoy the show, we said if we had Bob Backlund on and it ended tomorrow, we've achieved what we wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
So we thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity, Bob. And once again, for the fans out there, one more time, Backlund, from All-American Boy to Professional Wrestling's World Champion, written by Bob Backlund and Rob Miller. Forward by Roddy Piper. I will tell you, I've read this book. It is incredible. And after this interview, I'm going to read it again.
Absolutely.
I'm having one time with Monty and the Pharaoh, and I'm going to put him in a crossface chicken, and he's going to go down right now. Yeah.
So